Hey everybody, it's James Schofield again, and a little bit different here. We are actually heading away from the coffee shop this time. I had recorded a video on the way here and it did not turn out too well, so I just went ahead and canceled that. And on the way there, and well, on the way back now, I was thinking about a masterclass that I was taking from Steve Blum. In Steve Blum's masterclass, which by the way is free, and I'll put the link there in the description for you if you want to take a look at it. It's about an hour long, I think. In the masterclass, he talked about a lot of things, about the voiceover business, about, the right equipment and everything that you're going to need. And from that, I got, though, really two takeaways from that masterclass. And those two takeaways are very simple. One, don't be afraid. Sounds simple, right? But, we all have a hard time not being afraid. Don't be afraid to go crazy. Don't be afraid to have that amazing character. Don't be afraid to take risks. Another video I saw too that kind of piggybacks off of it. They are talking about how when you're doing an audition, we get nervous. Are we picking the right thing? Are we doing the right thing? Is this going to sound good? Am I making the right choices? But in the end, if you're going to make a choice about approaching, let's say, a character, make sure that you make that choice clearly and make sure you make that choice with purpose. As long as you're doing that, even if you get it completely wrong, it's still going to show the casting director that you're thinking. And that sounds silly, that thinking is an important thing to do because, well, I would hope we all do it, right? But just thinking about the character and making conscious choices around that character shows that you're willing to figure out what this character does and what makes this character tick. So taking away that fear of being silly or taking away that fear of not getting it right is super important. And another little note about being silly in acting. If you aren't feeling silly while you're acting, in my opinion, you're not doing it right. You should feel a little silly when you're acting. But yeah, so take that fear away. And then another thing that I took from him, number 2, is we got to shed that imposter syndrome. Especially me, I am just starting out doing voiceover work. So this really tailors to me, having that imposter syndrome that for some reason I don't belong being a voice actor. And here's the thing though, nobody else has your voice. Shed that imposter syndrome because who are you an imposter for? Yourself? You're the only one who has that voice. In voice acting, you can do it because you are the only one who has that voice that can do it. And so shedding that imposter syndrome, super important. He talks about too with him, he's said in interviews before that even after Cowboy Bebop, which in my opinion is arguably one of the best animes of all time, even after he was the lead of that anime, he did not consider himself a voice actor. Wait, what? There's that imposter syndrome right there. He was part of one of the coolest animes. And he has people still to this day coming up and telling him about what an integral part of their lives that show has become. And yet, during that time, he did not consider himself a voice actor. So we need to shed that imposter syndrome. It's super important to shed that imposter syndrome. Oh, I walked a little too far. Whoops. All right, we're gonna walk back. We'll head back to the house now. So as I walk back to the house, just let me reiterate 2 things. Don't be afraid of taking chances. Don't be afraid of trying new things. Don't be afraid of delivering that line just a little bit differently. A little bit out of your comfort zone. Get uncomfortable. Don't be afraid to be uncomfortable. Uncomfortable can be fun, trust me. And 2, get rid of that imposter syndrome. Again, remember, nobody else has your voice. Nobody else can control those vocal cords like you can because you're the only one who can have them. So remember those 2 things when you're getting into voiceover work. But as always, thanks for taking a little walk with me. And as always, if you enjoy this content, make sure to like and subscribe. That way you can get notified anytime I have anything new coming out here on the channel. And as always, thanks for letting me give you some sound.